Sarah and her friends, eager for a weekend getaway, ventured into the Whispering Woods. The woods had a sinister reputation. Locals told tales of strange occurrences. The trees were said to whisper secrets. Sarah and her friends dismissed the stories as folklore. They were determined to enjoy their camping trip. They set up camp deep within the woods. The air grew heavy with an unnatural stillness. As darkness fell, the woods came alive with strange sounds. Rustling leaves, snapping twigs, and distant whispers filled the air. Sarah and her friends tried to rationalize the noises, but a sense of unease began to creep in. One by one, Sarah's friends disappeared. Each vanished without a trace. Panic set in. Sarah was alone in the woods. The whispers grew louder. They seemed to be calling her name. She ran through the darkness, desperate to escape. The trees seemed to reach out to her, their branches like skeletal arms. Mark and Lisa, a thrill-seeking couple, checked into the infamous haunted hotel. The hotel was a grand old building with a dark past. Guests had reported seeing ghostly apparitions. Others had heard chilling whispers in the hallways. Mark and Lisa were eager to experience the hotel's paranormal activity. They booked the most haunted room. As they entered their room, a cold chill ran down their spines. The air was heavy with a sense of dread. An antique mirror hung on the wall, its surface clouded with age. Lisa caught a glimpse of a shadowy figure in the mirror. It vanished as quickly as it appeared. Mark dismissed it as a trick of the light, but Lisa couldn't shake the feeling that they were not alone. Night fell, and the hotel became eerily silent. Mark and Lisa lay in bed, listening to the creaking of the old building. Suddenly, the mirror began to glow. Emily and her friends, amateur ghost hunters, decided to explore the abandoned asylum. The asylum was a decaying structure with a chilling history. Patients had reported inhumane treatment. Stories of tortured souls trapped within its walls circulated among locals. Emily and her friends were determined to capture evidence of paranormal activity. They entered the asylum armed with cameras and recording equipment. The air inside the asylum was thick with the smell of decay and despair. The walls were covered in graffiti and peeling paint. The floors creaked under their weight. As they ventured deeper into the building, they heard strange noises. Whispers, moans, and screams echoed through the empty corridors. Emily and her friends felt a growing sense of dread. They entered a large room that resembled a maze. The walls were lined with rows of rusted metal beds. The air was heavy with a sense of confinement. As they navigated through the maze, they realized they were lost. The exits seemed to shift and disappear. They were trapped in a nightmarish labyrinth. Section 5. Trapped in the asylum's maze. Emily and her friends continued to wander through the asylum's maze. Their fear intensified with each passing moment. The maze seemed to change its layout, confusing and disorienting them. They stumbled upon a room filled with old medical equipment. Stains that looked suspiciously like blood marked the rusty tools. The sight sent shivers down their spines. They pressed on, their determination fueled by a desperate need to escape. The whispers grew louder, mocking their every move. They felt a cold presence following them, its breath on their necks. They turned around, but there was nothing there. The unseen presence added another layer of terror to their ordeal. They found a door that seemed to lead out of the maze. They rushed towards it, their hopes rising. But as they opened the door, they found themselves back in the same room they had started in. The maze had trapped them in a never-ending loop. Despair began to set in. They were lost and alone in the asylum's nightmarish labyrinth. The whispers intensified, swirling around them like a vortex of fear. Section 6. The Whispers Return. Sarah's second encounter. Sarah, still lost in the whispering woods, heard the whispers again. They seemed to be coming from all directions. She stumbled through the darkness, her senses heightened by fear. The trees appeared to be watching her, their branches twisted into grotesque shapes. She felt like she was being observed, hunted by something unseen. The whispers intensified, forming words she could barely understand. They spoke of ancient rituals, forgotten secrets, and the wrath of the woods. Sarah's mind raced, trying to make sense of the cryptic messages. The woods seemed to be alive, pulsating with an otherworldly energy. She felt a presence closing in on her. She saw a faint light in the distance. Hope surged through her. She ran towards the light, her legs aching, her breath coming in ragged gasps. As she drew closer, she realized it was a campfire. A group of figures sat around the fire, their faces obscured by shadows. They beckoned her closer. Sarah hesitated, unsure whether to trust them. Section 7. The Mirror's Reflection, Mark and Lisa's Escape. Mark and Lisa, trapped in the haunted hotel room, continued to scream for help. The ghostly apparition hovered over them, its icy breath chilling them to the bone. They tried to fight back, but their efforts were futile. The apparition was too powerful, they were at its mercy. Suddenly the mirror began to crack. The apparition shrieked in rage, its form flickering and distorting. The cracks in the mirror spread like spiderwebs. The room began to shake violently. Mark and Lisa realized this was their chance to escape. They ran towards the door, pushing against it with all their might. The door swung open, revealing a dark hallway. They didn't hesitate. They ran out of the room, their hearts pounding in their chests. Section 8. Asylum Secrets, Emily's Discovery. Emily and her friends, trapped in the asylum's maze, stumbled upon a hidden room. The room was small and dimly lit. A single candle flickered on a table in the center of the room. On the table lay a journal. Emily picked up the journal and began to read. The journal belonged to a former patient of the asylum. It detailed the horrors of the asylum's experiments and the tortures inflicted on the patients. The journal revealed that the asylum was built on top of an ancient burial ground. The spirits of the restless dead haunted its halls. Emily realized that they were trapped in a place of immense suffering. The journal also contained a map of the maze. Emily studied the map carefully, her mind racing. She realized that the maze was not random. It was designed to trap and torment the patients. The map showed a hidden passage that led out of the maze. Hope surged through Emily. Section 9. The Convergence of Fear. Sarah, having escaped the Whispering Woods, found herself in a familiar place. It was the lobby of the haunted hotel. Mark and Lisa were there, their faces pale and shaken. They exchanged stories, their voices filled with disbelief. They had all experienced different horrors, but their paths had converged in this strange place. Emily and her friends emerged from the asylum, their clothes torn, their faces streaked with dirt. They too found themselves in the hotel lobby. They joined Sarah, Mark, and Lisa, their stories adding another layer of terror to the already chilling atmosphere. They realized they were all connected by their shared experiences. The hotel lobby seemed to be a nexus of fear, a place where the supernatural converged. The air grew heavy with a sense of dread. The lights flickered and the temperature dropped. They felt a presence watching them, its eyes burning into their souls. Section 10. Lingering Shadows. Sarah, Mark, Lisa, Emily, and her friends left the hotel, their minds reeling from their shared experience. They had escaped the immediate danger, but the lingering shadows of their ordeal followed them. They were forever changed by their encounter with the supernatural. Their lives would never be the same. They tried to return to their normal lives, but the memories haunted them. The whispers echoed in their dreams. They saw shadows in the corners of their eyes. They felt a constant sense of unease, as if they were being watched. The fear lingered, a constant reminder of their terrifying weekend getaway. They stayed in touch, sharing their experiences and supporting each other. They knew they were not alone in their struggle. They had faced the darkness together, and they would continue to face it together. Section 11. Conclusion, Unanswered Questions. The tales of the Whispering Woods, the haunted hotel, and the abandoned asylum remain shrouded in mystery. Sarah, Mark, Lisa, Emily, and her friends continue to search for answers. They delve deeper into the supernatural world, seeking to understand the forces that brought them together. The questions linger, unanswered, fueling their curiosity and their fear. What is the connection between the three locations? What is the greater evil that the whispers spoke of? Why were these individuals chosen to experience these horrors? These questions remain unanswered, hanging in the air like a chilling mist. The answers may never be found, but the search continues.